Tonight, 13 investigates a growing problem in the sky. We're talking about lasers. These pointed at pilots while they are flying. Indiana has seen a big increase in these laser incidents, and investigative reporter Bob Siegel explains how it's putting both pilots and passengers in danger.
It's a problem you cannot see from back here, but up in the cockpit, it's painfully obvious. Thousands of pilots report being targeted by lasers.
We're getting hit with a green laser.
Just had an unauthorized laser illumination.
He's hitting us with a laser right now.
Last year, pilots reported more than 9,000 of these incidents. This year, we're on a record pace that could top 13,000, many of them right here. In Indiana, pilots have already experienced 314 laser incidents through July alone. That's up 40% from the same time last year. American, United, Southwest, Delta, Allegiant, FedEx, UPS, all have reported recent laser strikes while flying in or out of Indianapolis.
The number of laser incidents involving aircraft, unfortunately, keep going up and up.
Patrick Murphy is a laser expert, and he says most folks just don't understand how they work.
Unfortunately, people think that they can aim a laser at an aircraft and that it's going to be a little tiny dot, but it's not. It's a big blob of light by the time it reaches the pilot, and then it's hard for the pilot to see through that.
It might seem like a beam of light from hundreds or thousands of feet away would be nothing more than a nuisance, but that's not always the case. FAA records show since 2015, at least 285 pilots have reported eye injuries after they were targeted by lasers. And some of those injuries can be quite serious.
Just boom, like that. And it was solid. It lit the whole cockpit green, and it was huge. I just remember screaming at my first officer to land the airplane.
Carl Thompson was on final approach to Indianapolis in a FedEx cargo plane when he suffered a direct hit.
Could you see at that moment?
Oh, no. At the time, everything just in my eyes just went white. If that would have been me flying that airplane by myself that night, it'd have been over, just because of that temporary blindness.
Luckily, Carl's co-pilot was able to land the 757 safely. But once on the ground, Carl realized his vision was not the same.
And all of a sudden, I'm noticing that I've got some black just blanking out part of my eye over here. Or it's just kind of like almost like a half moon coming across my eye.
Carl says a visit to the eye doctor revealed a tear in his left retina.
Both eyes got it.
Yeah, the right one was damaged too. It took 2 eye surgeries and 10 months of recovery before Carl was back in a cockpit full time. The laser that damaged his eyes, Carl suspects it was a kind of high-powered laser that pilots usually see only while flying overseas.
I've seen them in Paris, in Germany, China. This is the first one of the super high-powered like that I'd ever seen in the U.S.
Some pilots say intense lasers are too easy to get. 13 Investigates bought this laser online for less than $20. It's listed as a toy. But when we took it to this IUPUI physics lab for testing,
It's off scale or it says overload.
we discovered the laser is so strong, it overpowered the testing device.
I was surprised. I was not expecting that. So I have to find another power meter to measure what the real power of this device that you brought is.
A separate meter showed the laser is more than 100 milliwatts. Professor Gautam Vemuri says the intensity of that concentrated laser beam is stronger than sunlight.
This laser would cause significant damage to the eye. It's very, very dangerous.
That's why ophthalmologists say a laser like this should never be pointed directly at the eyes. And yet,
We're getting hit by a laser multiple times.
that's exactly what's happening every night as lasers are aimed directly at aircraft.
Who does something like that?
That's the question that everybody asks me. Could it be a bunch of kids out playing? I'm sure some of that happens. But some of it is just, they honestly want to see if they can bring an airplane down.
Do you have any units near downtown? We're getting hit with a green laser.
Pointing a laser at an aircraft is a federal crime with penalties of up to $11,000 per incident and 5 years in prison.
Turn around.
Occasionally, offenders are arrested, but most are not. This longtime pilot is now retired, but he still worries that laser incidents continue to rise. Carl has a message for anyone even considering pointing a laser at a plane.
Don't freaking do it.
We're getting laser struck out here.
You may kill somebody or a bunch of people, and you may end up in federal prison.
There are more nighttime flights in and out of Indianapolis than ever before, and nighttime is the most popular and most dangerous time for laser strikes. The FAA is trying to warn both pilots and the public about this growing problem. We have much more about what the FAA calls a serious safety hazard and how to report it at WTHR.com. I'm Bob Siegel, 13 Investigates.